This is a possible mistake by Shurmur, I believe, because I know what that he referenced sitting next to Saquon on the plane in a little private moment of 3 to 4 minutes of whatever that conversation was, whatever he talked to him about. But this is when coaches recognize who the future leadership of the team is, and then giving those young players positive reinforcement on how they are, how they act, how they think they should lead going forward. I've had those conversations, those private little conversations with coaches where, I mean, even when you're a rookie, I'll tell you a story about mine when I was a rookie, and it was in bed check at Bryant College back when the Patriots had training camp there. My room is pitch dark when they're doing bed check, and I hear a knock on the door, boom, 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 it's bed check, and then someone opens the door and says, "Bruschi," and I say, "Yeah, I'm here." And he stands there for a second, and all I see is this shadowy figure of shadows because there was light in the hallway and it was dark in my room, and he said, "You just keep doing what you're doing." And he slammed the door. Those type of conversations, and Belichick on the plane with me when I was a younger player, when you can tell, the coaches literally tell you, you're doing right, keep being a leader, keep doing what you're doing, those type of things give you little messages that you are the future leader of that team. I think that's what they want Saquon to be. That's what everyone wants Saquon to be. Shurmur sort of intimated that, talking about that. How would I feel about that if I'm Odell Beckham Jr. or some of the other players? If I'm one of the players that wants Saquon to be that leader, I'm happy about it. But you can see how other players acting on the sideline, they're seeing an example of an Odell Beckham Jr., and it can come off as, bad leadership. Can I continue to act this way? So a head coach seeing that, making sure to grab Saquon and say, "This is the way it's supposed to be, man. The way you're doing it is right. Keep doing the way you're doing."
Yeah, but I think it's going a step further, and I agree with you. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, Teddy, but I think it goes a step further. The fact that Pat Shurmur was willing to address the media the way that he did was basically imploring the media, you want to look at what we want representing our organization? Look at that guy, Saquon. Don't look at what we were talking about Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it was a potential mistake on his part.
It's a potential mistake on his part.
Yes. I'm with you on that.
He's highlighting the discrepancy that exists between Odell and Saquon, and the timing of it all couldn't be worse if that was a message you were trying to avoid sending.
Yeah, Teddy, I'm curious about this. I agree with everything Coach said. I know when he said, "You guys know what I mean, it's genuine with Saquon." Yes, that's what I mean by Andrew Luck level, Derek Jeter, or, Tom Brady. Drank the Kool-Aid, believes it, can spit it right back at you without having to really think about it, because that's who he is. That is Saquon Barkley. But since this seems directed in the way that Stephen A. just described at Odell, what does Coach want Odell to be? Something he's not? He wants him to put on an act? Isn't that worse? Isn't it better for Odell at least just to not fake it and be a genuine guy? His teammates seem to like him. He's a great player. He likes his teammates. It's not like he's a bad temmate. He just is not exactly the kind of leader that Saquon is naturally.
Yeah,
what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Max. He's just trying to, I don't know if he's trying to send a message to his team, to the media on how he wants it to be.
Yeah, the culture.
Him almost saying, "Listen, I have no control here. Odell, I got to let Odell be who he wants to be. I got to let him say what he wants to say so he can, I just want him to perform on the field." However, if I were to have my way, this is the way it should be with Saquon and the way that he is. This is the way, this is the leadership that our younger players, even though he is a younger player, they can all look to him and say, "I'm on the same page with all of you." All right, Saquon, this is the type that I am trying to mold, the type of message I want everyone to see. But if Odell Beckham Jr. is this way too, we can live with that also. But these are just my beliefs as a head coach. He's trying to say.
And to me, Max, that's where your point is about what's right and what's wrong and what's good. He's honest, et cetera, et cetera. I think what you're not saying is simply this: Pat Shurmur, like any other coach, wants his culture a certain way, and he is saying Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't represent the kind of culture I want. That's what he's saying.
Or he's reinforcing the behavior he does like.
And the question is really, can Saquon Barkley become the leader and the best player on a team with a player as great as Odell? And will that be a problem going forward? It's easier for the leader to be the best player on the team.
You know the other thing that I failed to mention, Teddy and Max?
Yeah.
How about the fact that Shurmur was one of the people that supported Odell Beckham Jr. getting his money? And Odell Beckham Jr. was quiet, and then this happens. You never know how salty he's feeling at Odell for putting him in that position.
Yeah, let me say this, though. Let me say this real quick. You talk about culture he doesn't want. I think you can have a positive culture with Odell Beckham Jr.
So do I.
Yeah. So, I mean, the culture, he's okay. He's just trying to form it himself. He's not saying, I can't have this. He's saying the culture, for it to be strongest, the leadership has to come from the guys that I feel like need to be those guys, those leaders, those young guys, those right attitude type of guys. However, this is something every team has to deal with sometimes with an Odell Beckham Jr. and his sort of, the way he is. A lot of teams have that. So I don't think he wants him out. He just thinks that the right way to do things is he's leaning towards Saquon.